Why is barrel aging such a crucial part of making great whiskey and bourbon?
It might be the most critical part to making great whiskey and bourbon. When that whiskey comes off the still, it is clear as water. There's none of that brown color that everybody's used to. All of that color comes from the barrel itself, and specifically the charred barrel. So barrels have to be charred on the inside for that color to really come through, that brown gold. As whiskey is aging in the barrel, it is constantly going into the wood and getting pushed back out. And so one reason why Tennessee and Kentucky are some of the most famed states for the best whiskey in the world is we experience all four climates. And what that does is it allows the barrels to expand and contract throughout the different change in seasons, and that whiskey soaks into the wood and it gets pushed back out every time that those seasons change.
How long does whiskey typically need to age before it's ready?
So that's really up to your palate. For us, we don't like to release anything before 3 to 4 years. 2 years is a minimum for calling a straight bourbon whiskey straight. So when you see that term on the label, straight bourbon whiskey, it means it's at least 2 years old. Most of the time, most brands will remove that straight label once it hits 4 years old. So 3 to 4 years is kind of a minimum for us. For a bottled in bond product, the federal law says that it has to be 4 years or more, so you'll never see a bottled in bond product that is less than 4 years old. Probably the biggest misconception about barrel aging is that all distilleries rotate their barrels. There are a few that do, but the vast majority don't. And for us, we do that on purpose. We purposely do not rotate our barrels or move them around the warehouse because the barrels age differently in different sections of the warehouse, and we utilize that to our advantage. So what we do is we map out our warehouse, and we know certain areas of the warehouse produce different flavor profiles than other areas do. And the easiest way for me to explain that is the variation in height. So imagine your attic. Your attic stays very hot. Same thing in our barrel house. The barrels on the very top layer are going to be very warm and stay very warm. They're going to age differently than the ones on the bottom. If it wasn't self-explanatory, it takes a long time for it to age and be right. And so for us, when we started making bourbon and whiskey back in 2016, we knew it was going to be 3-4 years before we had enough whiskey to really distribute that was old enough to distribute. Patience is just a part of it that we knew early on. Good whiskey just takes time. The barrel itself provides so much flavor. So coming off the still, there's that nice grain profile coming off the still, but all of the caramels and vanillas, any of that charred oak, obviously, all of that is coming from the barrel itself. We don't have any of those flavors initially off the still. So Tennessee's climate is vastly different depending on the time of year, and that is what is so critical to aging whiskey. We want these barrels to get hot in the summertime, and we want them to get cold in the wintertime. What happens is in the summertime those barrels expand and that whiskey soaks into the wood, and then in the wintertime they contract and it gets pushed back out. And so the more years, the more seasons that those barrels go through, the more flavor and more character that the whiskey develops. Early on, you're really excited about getting that first barrel of whiskey out. And we tried some things early on using some smaller barrels, some 10-gallon, some 25-gallon barrels. A standard size barrel is 53 gallons. And the thought process is a 10-gallon or a 25-gallon barrel ages whiskey quicker than a 53-gallon. And in reality, that's true, but what we found out is there's nothing like actually waiting on the time that it takes for that 53-gallon barrel to mature. So we did release some whiskey after a year, 2 years in those smaller 10 and 25-gallon barrels, but in all reality, it doesn't compare to the whiskey that we're releasing now out of those 53 gallons that we just had to have patience and wait on. People that are new to whiskey, we really enjoy having them here at the distillery where we can kind of walk them through some of the nuances and differences amongst different mash bills, for example. We produce 2 different mash bills here, one that uses rye as a flavor grain and the other that uses wheat as a flavor grain. And so what's really fun is to come in and taste both of them side by side and let us walk you through those differences between those mash bills. There's no right or wrong way to drink whiskey. You know, people ask us, what's your favorite way? And for me, that depends on what product it is. There are certain products where I really enjoy over ice. Others I really enjoy straight up and neat. There's no right or wrong way. The preference is up to you and how you enjoy it.
What makes your aging process unique compared to other distilleries?
So we do a few different things unique that are maybe not totally unique to anybody else in the industry, but some things that we do that others may not is most of our barrels are palletized. So you'll see behind me, they're palletized, stacked 6 high. What that does is that allows for a different form of us storing that for one, but also the airflow around them is slightly different than barrels that are laid down on their side. So that is not totally unique to us. Many distilleries are doing that, but that's the method that we chose to go with. All of those little nuances are going to contribute different flavor profiles over the course of time.
Have there been any mistakes or surprises along the way that taught valuable lessons?
No, none whatsoever. No, there have been a multitude of mistakes and too many to count. This whole business is full of learning opportunities, and we have done so many things over the years where we're constantly experimenting. And so we've made plenty of mistakes that we've ruined some things, but more than anything, a lot of times like we're trying something new and we're trying to figure out different ways to do things. And so luckily none of our mistakes have been catastrophic, but every day sometimes we're stepping into uncharted territory on different products. So that's honestly what makes it a lot of fun. So all of our barrels come to us from Kelvin Cooperage. Kelvin is located outside of Louisville, Kentucky. Our barrels are white American oak, charred on the inside. The white American oak is a legal requirement for any bourbon product. We're not allowed to use any other types of wood. We can only use the barrels one time. So once they're used one time, we can't use them again for bourbon or Tennessee whiskey. And the reason for that is so much of the barrel itself goes into that liquid. And so that liquid, once it's dumped, we've taken that liquid or the barrel out of that. And anything that goes in the barrel after doesn't have as much profile to pick up. So that's what's critical for bourbon being a single-use product in a barrel. All the barrels are charred on the inside to different char levels. So we use a number 3 char and a number 4 char. The higher the char, the longer it's burned, and the different characteristics come along with that. Something that I love about what we do and get to do every day is, I jokingly say, is that the business that we're in, we're not a doctor's office, no offense to any doctors out there, but you're not coming in to get a shot. You're coming in to get a shot, maybe, a different type of shot. But you're coming in to have a great experience. And that's something that is so fun about what we get the privilege of being able to do, is that our business is one where people are coming in to celebrate something, to have a great time with family, friends, and that's the takeaway that every day that I walk through the doors, like that we're able to do for our local community and also our broader audience that's traveling through Clarksville, and hopefully leave a lasting impression on people.